I've been driving down
Welcome back
this
to Vibe
back road
Podcast's Conspiracy
chasing
Club.
my
Today we're
mistakes.
discussing analyzing crime scenes using shadow casting from buildings based on CCTV images, a topic researched for us by David Morgan. I'm joined by Charles and Angela.
Hello everyone, Charles here, former British Bobby, always keen on digging into the details, especially when it comes to old cases or, indeed, any case where a clever bit of analysis can bring clarity. This topic certainly piques my interest.
And I'm Angela. My background is in algorithms and advanced graphics, particularly how we generate realistic shadows in games. I'm excited to talk about the technical side of how shadow simulation can be so precise.
Charles, as a former police officer, what's your initial take on using something like this for crime scenes? It feels like something out of a detective novel.
Alice, this is absolutely fascinating. CCTV footage is ubiquitous now, but often the biggest challenge is pinpointing exact times or verifying statements. A tool that can precisely model shadows based on location, date, and time. That's a potential game changer for investigators. Imagine cross-referencing witness accounts with photographic evidence, or even recreating a scene with shadow data. Crucial for cold cases, where even a slight discrepancy in time could alter everything we know.
And that precision Charles mentioned is entirely within reach, technically speaking. The document talks about shadow mapping and fake volume algorithms. These are standard techniques, very similar to what we use in video games to create realistic environments. With libraries like SunCalc determining the sun's exact position, TZLookup for time zones, and Three.js rendering the 3D scene, you can generate incredibly accurate simulations. It's not just an estimate, it's a verifiable geometric calculation based on known physical parameters.
So, if we have CCTV images showing a shadow, this application could tell us exactly when that shadow was cast, given the building's dimensions.
Precisely. By inputting the latitude, longitude, and then adjusting the building's height and rotation, the software can backtrack or forward track to match a specific shadow's position and length. The shadow-height ratio, mentioned in the example, like the Orem Utah one, is key here. If you know the height of the object casting the shadow and the shadow's length, you can infer the sun's angle, and therefore the precise time of day.
This is where it gets incredibly useful for us in law enforcement. Often, we might have a grainy CCTV image, but we know the location. If we can then use this to establish a precise time window for an event based on the shadows, it narrows down suspect lists, verifies alibis, or even disproves them. It gives us an objective, scientific anchor point in our timelines. It's like having a digital sundial for every crime scene.
The document also mentions a feature to automatically track solar noon. How does that play into this accuracy?
Solar noon is when the sun is at its highest point in the sky for that specific location on that particular day, and importantly, it's not always 12 p.m. local time due to time zones, longitude, and daylight saving. Being able to automatically track solar noon means the application can account for these subtle shifts, ensuring maximum accuracy in shadow calculations. It's about getting the most fundamental baseline right for the sun's true position.
And for a crime scene, knowing the exact moment of solar noon can be a very powerful reference point. If CCTV images show shadows at, say, a 45-degree angle to the west, and you know solar noon was an hour ago, that gives you a very tight time bracket to work with. It removes a lot of the guesswork and makes our timelines much more robust.
It sounds like a truly innovative application of existing technology. From architecture and landscaping, as the document notes, to criminal investigation.
Absolutely. The underlying physics and algorithms are robust and well understood. It's about applying them to new, impactful problems. The ability to simulate building height and rotation, and even choose different shadow algorithms like shadow mapping or fake volume, allows for a very flexible and detailed analysis. You can even adjust shadow softness to mimic different atmospheric conditions, making the simulation even more realistic for comparison with real-world footage.
The key for police work is that it provides verifiable data. In court, you need more than just an estimate or a hunch. If you can present a simulation, backed by precise geographical and astronomical data, showing exactly what a shadow should look like at a specific time and place, that's incredibly compelling evidence. It lends scientific weight to what might otherwise be subjective CCTV analysis, allowing us to accurately reenact a scene digitally.
This has been a fascinating discussion on how light, or rather the absence of it, can shed light on criminal investigations.
Indeed, shadows are more than just an absence, they're precise indicators of light source, geometry, and time. They tell a story.
A new weapon in the investigator's toolkit, for sure.
That's all for today. A big thank you to our guest researcher, David Morgan, for providing our topic.
I've been driving down this back road, chasing my mistakes, trying to find redemption in the choices that I make. Every mile reminds me of the love I couldn't hold. Every scar's a story, every tear's a piece of gold. And I swore